Nkululeko on Cultr.
We are at the Johannesburg Zoo for the Nelson Mandela Children's Fund Walk. 27 years since this initiative was started, and it has helped so many people. And today in particular, we had a 5-kilometer walk that embraced and celebrated the 5 years that the Nelson Mandela Children's Hospital started. So we are here and we'll be talking to different people of different designations that will tell us exactly what this day means and what it signifies to them to serve like Mandela. So do tune in and follow this journey as it unfolds.
My name is Dr. Stan Maposa, as I've been introduced. I'm the interim CEO of the Nelson Mandela Children's Fund, and I would like to officially welcome you all to the celebrations for children 2022. After 2 years of not being able to gather in this fashion, in mass crowds as a result of COVID-19, it is nothing short of a privilege to be in front of you all to host this prestigious event. The Children's Celebration is a key event of the Nelson Mandela Children's Fund on our annual calendar for the past 27 years. The founder of this organization, Mr. Mandela, always wanted to spend time with children, and this is exactly what we are doing today. In his birthdays, all the time, you would share the limelight, you would share the sacrifice, you would share the stories and celebrate what the country and society should be.
Dr. Stan Maposa, thank you so much for giving us your time on this beautiful day. International Mandela Day is coming up, and 27 years later, the extra mile, let us walk it so that the children that come after don't have to walk through that journey. How did that theme come about?
The theme came about as a result of the circumstances that we passed through as a country, COVID-19, that children were locked in one place and they were not able to move. And secondly, it came through the priority areas that the Nelson Mandela Children's Fund is addressing around child health, child protection, safety, economic resilience, as well as empowerment of children. So walking is part of empowering children, so that those that can walk will walk for those that can't walk.
And why 5 kilometers? I mean, like, people normally go for 10, go for 15, so that it's more enjoyed, it's longer, the conversations are longer as well. Why only 5?
The 5 is also significant in the sense that you are celebrating the 50th anniversary or the birth of the Nelson Mandela Children's Hospital. They are celebrating the 5th year this year, and it's a project of the fund.
Okay. And what can we look forward to during this month and beyond? Because now it's been 27 years. Obviously, there's a record of what has been done with the 5 years that you just mentioned with regards to the hospital. What does the future look like?
The future looks brilliant. We have just rolled in a new strategy that we call the Legacy in Action, which is different in the sense that we are taking this legacy into action and bringing together a lot of partners to work with us around our priority areas, but also empower community-based organizations to be able to work with us to address some of these issues that children are facing in the country.
Wow. That is so brilliant. And one last thing. Boy children are in trouble in this country, whereby they lack a lot of guidance, they lack a lot of places to go to. Are there any plans to help them in this initiative that you're starting?
Definitely, we've got a campaign that we are running together with other partners, Prime Stars, South Soul and others, which is called What About the Boys? The campaign really is looking at developing good men versus real men. Real men don't cry, but good men cry. Real men speak out their issues. Real men don't abuse women. And that's the message of that campaign that we are doing.
Awesome stuff. Thank you so much for affording us your time, and all the best with all the campaigns that you have and all the projects that you have, and happy more 27 years to come.
Thank you, sir.
And it signifies, the last thing, it's the fact that 27 years was the years that he spent in prison.
Yes.
And it's so significant that today you're celebrating 27 years.
Definitely. 27 years in prison, almost 28 years of independence of the country, and we are happy that it's the first time after 2 years that we bring children in an open space like this when they were closed for so long. Thank you.
No, thank you so much, and all the best. Dr. Nkululeko, thank you so much for affording us your time, and you are the CEO of the Nelson Mandela Children's Fund, Children's Hospital, and it's 5 years old, and you've been there for 18 months or so?
In the position, I've been there for almost 18 months. In the position of CEO, it's been just over a year, but I've been there since 2018, right at the beginning when the hospital started.
So tell us about your journey. When you started with the hospital, was that something that you wanted to do? How did you get into this particular sector where you are attending the Nelson Mandela Children's Hospital?
So I was a cancer patient myself as a child when I was 14 years old. So from that experience, I've always been drawn to taking care of children in the healthcare space. And so when the Nelson Mandela Children's Hospital was opened, I was fascinated and wanted to know what it's about. It's always been a dream of mine to work in a children's hospital, but obviously I never dreamt about being CEO. I just wanted to work and be a doctor. But the opportunity came for someone to take the organization forward, and when I was asked, I put my hand up. Yeah, and I'm happy that I've walked the journey with the hospital. It's really been a dream come true for me.
So you say you were a cancer child. What cancer did you have? How intense was your treatment, and what helped you get out of that cancer situation?
Sure, I had ovarian cancer when I was 14 years old. I got the bang, chemotherapy, I lost my hair, I had surgery, the works, you know. When you're 14 and you should be worried about being beautiful, I was sick in hospital. But the treatment, I was treated in a government hospital actually, at Charlotte Matleke Academic. Even though the journey was difficult, but the people that worked there, the treatment was first class. And after a year of treatment, I went into remission, and it's been over 25 years now. Yeah.
And during that time, when you healed, was it a dream to become a doctor and to be a doctor of children because somebody helped you?
So yes, it was definitely a dream to become a doctor, because your experience in a hospital, the doctors around, fortunately I wasn't traumatized, because some people are traumatized and they don't want to be in a hospital. But for me, I've always wanted to help. And help children. I just didn't know how. And so when I then got sick, I just realized that no, I want to be in the space of children. I'm not a pediatrician, so that people don't get confused. I'm a public health specialist, but I wanted to work in a children's hospital just to interact with children, because children are the best. When they're sick, they're sick. When they're not sick, they're not sick. You know, they're honest, so they're wonderful people to work with.
Right. And it's been 27 years ever since the Nelson Mandela Children's Fund was started, and he spent 27 years behind bars, and he is serving, and we are advised today, that is the message that we have, to serve like Mandela. What does that mean, to serve like Mandela?
Sure, serving like Madiba means sacrificing, you know, because like you said, it's 27 years in prison. I can't even imagine what 27 years in prison means, you know, and so it's to give for others, you know, and not just for children. In whichever spaces you are in, is to give for other people, do what is good for our society, you know, and especially for young people. I always say this country is ours. We need to take it forward as young people. And so as we serve, it's not just about Nkuli, but it's about Nkuli, her neighbor, her friends, her family, and even the person she doesn't know on the street. And so that's what serving like Madiba means, to take care of people that you don't even know, who can't do anything for you. And I think that's what will take our country forward.
Absolutely. And lastly, what does the future look like for the Nelson Mandela Hospital? Are there any more additions that will be at the hospital? What does the future look like, basically?
Yeah. So we're 5 years old. As you can imagine, a 5-year-old child is a small child with many dreams. And so for us, we are looking for a future where the hospital will be busy and buzzing with activity. Obviously, we don't want children to be sick, but we want to be the go-to center for pediatric care in Africa. Not just South Africa, but in Africa. Those are our dreams, because we provide specialist healthcare, which you don't get everywhere in this country. And so we want to be that beacon of hope for children who can't get elsewhere to be able to get it in our hospital.
Thank you so much for affording us your time once again, and good luck with all the plans that you have, and enjoy your term as CEO of the hospital.
Thank you so much, Dad, and I wish you all the best, and I'll be tuning in to your podcast.
Thank you. Thank you so much for joining us, and well done on collecting 118 million from 2018 until 2022. How did that happen?
From 2008 Nhlanhla, but...
8? Oh, I thought 18. Okay.
No, so we basically have 4 affinities in the bank, and the Nelson Mandela Children's Affinity is one of them. And what we do is, based on what our clients do on a day-to-day, whether they swipe or invest, we donate on their behalf towards the trust. And that's what we've been doing, you know, since the inception of our relationship with them. It's a relationship we're incredibly proud of, and we're proud of it because actually, you know, Mandela was such a positive role model for South Africa, and as a bank, our purpose is to use our financial expertise to do good in society. So we use Madiba almost as an example and a role model. So to really be able to partner with his fund, you know, for us just made absolute sense.
Wow, no, it's a great initiative. It's a great way of empowering the community. So are you saying if I'm a member of Nedbank, by virtue of that, I'm already donating into that?
So here's the thing, we've got 4 affinities. We've got the Green Trust, which is really where we partner with the WWF. We've got the Arts and Culture Trust, we've got the Sports Trust, and then we've got the Nelson Mandela Children's Trust. As a Nedbank client, you can choose any 4 of those. So it's about what you're passionate about. We've got, you know, thousands of clients who are very passionate about serving children and ensuring that children have a better future. And then simply by being a client of ours, you choose that trust, you do your normal day-to-day activities at no cost to you. We donate on your behalf to the trust.
Congratulations once again on that. It's been 27 years of this journey, and the man we are celebrating spent 27 years behind bars, and he came back and served. And today's theme is Serve Like Madiba. What does that signify for Nedbank, and what is it that we need to take away from that line, Serve Like Mandela?
I find it very inspirational, by the way, not just from a bank perspective. I think as all South Africans, I do think if you look at the state of our nation right now, if we have to just use that as a hashtag of our lives, Serve Like Madiba, I think we will all as South Africans step up and realize that we have to do what we have to do in order to make sure that we live in a sustainable and successful country. For us as a bank, it is a no-brainer. We believe as a bank that we cannot be successful if South Africa is not successful. So serving like Madiba deliver for us is actually something that sits at the heart of our purpose and our vision. We do it through many ways. This is just one of the ways, and the young people are very important for us. For example, we partner with the Youth Employment Service, where we've taken upon, since 2019, about 3,000 kids in 2019. Last year, about 2,000 young people. This year, it's another 2,000, where we give them their first job, because it's been proven that if you have never received a job, it's actually very difficult to get your first job, right? So what we do with that is we give you your first job for a year, and it's been incredible to see these young people be employable after that. Even within the bank itself, we partner with our partners, but there are other people within the bank itself. I look at it in my team. I've got a young girl who's from quite a she's like from poverty, and she got her first job through this. We then employed her full time, and I look at her blossoming now. She wouldn't have received that job if she didn't get that first job. So for us, working with young people, working with the youth, is just a symbol of what Nedbank does to make sure that we have a positive impact on society.
And what has been the one that stands out the most of all the projects that you've done, or rather from 2008 till now? What has been the biggest highlight of this journey?
I have to say it's the hospital, the Nelson Mandela Children's Hospital. I remember this very vividly when my team first took me there, and I could see the real impact of the money that we're giving in. I think healthcare is a fundamental right for children in South Africa, and for me, when I see a hospital like that serving children who wouldn't normally have access to good hospital healthcare, it just gives me a sense of such pride. So every time I go to the hospital, I'm incredibly proud of what Nedbank does. I know I'm using the word proud, but it's actually the way I really feel about it. So for me, that's probably the one project that we're the most proud of.
Congratulations on the great work that you do. May you continue empowering the youth. May you continue empowering the children, because they are the future of everything that we will become in the future. And thank you so much once again for joining us this afternoon.
Thanks, Nhlanhla, for having me.
Hello boy, how are you?
I'm good.
What's your name?
Anelo.
Anele.
Anelo.
Anelo. All right. So today we are here to celebrate Nelson Mandela Day, ne? What do you know about Nelson Mandela?
Nelson Mandela was good to everyone.
Yeah.
To brown people and peach people. And Nelson Mandela got sick, and then he went to the hospital.
Yeah.
And he went to Guyana too.
Yeah.
That's all I know.
That's all you know. We're wrapping up the day at a high note here at Johannesburg Zoo, the Nelson Mandela Children's Fund. It is their 27th year celebrating Nelson Mandela's birthday, which he did before whilst he was a president, and after on the 18th of July. And the Nelson Mandela Children's Fund has actually been doing this annually. And this year we've had a 5-kilometer walk where the children had an opportunity to walk about in the midst of nature at Johannesburg Zoo, and they had so much fun. And it has been such a great initiative because the theme this year is walking the extra mile, so those that are vulnerable, particularly children, don't have to walk that mile. And it is something that we need in a society, because there are those, unfortunately, children that are vulnerable, those that are in need, and this is an opportunity for us as South Africans to come together, if we can, to extend our hand to make sure that we support those that we can. In one children's life, you make a difference, and that is a challenge for everyone, I guess. And it has been such a wonderful one where different brands have partnered with Nelson Mandela Children's Fund to make sure that this becomes a success. So it is a challenge for all of us. Let's make sure that this Mandela Day we make a difference in people's lives.